Hey, good morning. Yeah! All right, you guys almost ready? Yeah, well, that's about right. Good morning. Como telefu, how are you? Hey, let's cover some gold and oil and Bitcoin and S&P 500 and what do you want to do? Euro, dollar, pound, yen? Oh my goodness, so much to do, so much to be grateful for. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. Because trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Let's go! All right. So good to see you. Let me raise my coffee to you. Mm-mm. So let's go through our Fast and Furious Forex and get a good idea of what's going on in the world. See what's going on our charts technically. Right now, before we do the technical stuff, why don't we do some macro? Yeah, boy. So what we're trying to answer is, we're trying to address the question that I popped up, the little survey. What are you trading today? Go ahead and answer that. And then we will take a look at the fundamentals. So we're using a combination today of TRADARS and Trader's Way. Therefore, we never guess. No need to guess when you have the data. I'm logged out of the site. Who logged me out of the website? Let's totally gone. The world will has bills. All right, hang on. I got to get back into the site. Oh, yeah, that's right. I had to reboot. I'm in the wrong profile. I don't even know. Profile needs to be in. Hang on. Everybody hurry up and wait. Gee whiz, why would got to get a new browser session going. We'll do this one. Tradars.com. Meanwhile, please fill out the form. That'll do, big. That'll do. All right, now I'm in. I got the power dude. Okay, did you answer the poll? Not really. Everybody slows molasses on a cool Georgia morning. Yeah, well, anyways, wait. Yeah. So anyways, let's get on with it. So what I need to do is go all the way back here. We are. Anywho, so what's going on in the world? Right now we have slightly risk off going on. Here's our hit list of bullish and very bullish, our hit list for very bearish and bearish. Look, right? Looks like we got some moves on Kitty Cat, some moves on Aussie, and as you probably already know, pound is weak. Then it was strong, and then it was weak again. Yeah, well, that's how it goes. Thing is, did you sell it high off that moving average? Well, those bills, we don't know. 10-year T note, oh my goodness, 4.4. Oil, 73. Gold, 3,400. S&P 500, just above 6,000. Dollar index, flat. And Bitcoin for Bitcoin is flat, but down 1%. So let's see how this fits in with your thoughts and dreams here. Mostly risk off, huh? Just slightly risk off? Okay. Cool. Now, of course, we can do a deeper dive into this, but that's already been done. Yeah. So before we zip over and go through our hour of power of going through the major assets, let's do an update on headline news. United States Red Book Index, year over year, rose from previous 4.7% to 5.2% in June 13th. Euro-US dollar price forecast, struggling for direction amid tepid U.S. data, Middle East crisis.
U.S. stocks may come under pressure as Israel-Iran concerns resurface.
U.S. retail sales fall more than expected in May.
U.S. retail sales declined by 0.9% in May, 0.7% expected.
U.S. set to object to green jet fuel recommendation at UN Aviation Council, sources say.
Canada-Canadian portfolio investment in foreign securities fell from previous 15,600B to 4.1B in April. United States Import Price Index, year over year, climbed from previous 0.1% to 0.2% in May. United States Import Price Index, MOM, above expectations, 0.2% in May. Actual, 0%. Canada Foreign Portfolio Investment in Canadian Securities came in at 0.01B, above forecasts 2.94B in April.
Wow, this one here up. So Canada sold off some of their foreign holdings. Do you think any of that was the United States? And then if so, if Canada sold 11 billion in US treasuries, yeah, right? The US dollar would weaken and the Canadian dollar would strengthen. Oh, is the Canadian dollar strong? Oh, funny, huh? What's on the calendar? Let's take a look at the rest of the week. Okay, so retail sales, okay, came out less than expected. Very often in the past, we found US dollar weakness in that scenario. Just so you know. What are you trading? Pound, maybe? Trading euro, maybe? Okay. So all you have to do is look at the past, understand that that's what happened in March when there was a miss, February when there was a miss, January when there was a miss. Okay, June 2024, 1 year ago, there was a miss. So that gives you sort of the direction and magnitude based on past performance of similar analogous situations. Doesn't mean it'll happen this time, but that's what has happened. Cool. I also want to look and see what's left in our week. Balance of trade for Japan. Okay. UK CPI. And then interest rate decision tomorrow. Yep. Thursday. Bank of England interest rate decision early in the morning. Okay. But U.S. markets are closed on Thursday. And so no live streaming on Thursday. But I'll see you on Friday. Friday, we have the free and clear plan when it comes to the U.S. session. Nothing really in the way. Nothing in the way. Yeah, that's an obscure Nirvana reference. All right, take a look what's going on. Let's read a whole bunch of news. Okay. Pound, yen, negative outlook by the market. Positive for gold. Only 100 mentions from 6 different websites. That's it. Only 100 articles written on these 6 websites. How about that, huh? Isn't that cool? So we read them all, digested them all, and those articles, 100 articles, just this week, are relatively, yeah, roughly that. Hey, Thomas, yeah, we're not going to do USD yen here in the free live stream, but you're welcome to join us every morning at traders.com. And if you ask me that question, like, hey, what do you think about USD yen? Well, I can do that. That's easy peasy. Plus, if you remember, you would just pull it up in our database. So think of traders.com as a Bloomberg terminal for retail Forex traders. So if you need to know stuff like that, you just pull it up in the database, and it's a live database. So, yeah, that's easy. But I'm not going to cover it today. I am going to cover things like euro dollar and pound yen, the stock market, gold, oil, and Bitcoin. But yeah, we have access to all that data. Okay. So, anyways, everything else is quite neutral-ish right now. Like they're slightly positive. So you can see essentially dollar weakness across the board. right? You see it here, USD CAD down, so US dollar weakness, silver up, US dollar weakness, gold up, US dollar weakness. So Thomas, you've been around a long time. So yeah, you know. Yep. All right, so then let's get on with it. Let's start with some analysis. What do you guys think about euro dollar? Okay, hot to go, HOTTOGO. Now let me know what you're thinking. And we'll do some technicals here. I already did fundamentals earlier this morning. Something in the way. Huh? So what do you think about euro dollar? You got an answer? You got it? Making profits. Bullish. Okay. And we want to look at trending and reversal patterns, right? Yeah. So let's take a look of what is actually happening relative to what we think or want. So you might be a bull, you might be a bear, you might be neutral, but there's nothing going on right now. There's no reversal patterns, there's no trending patterns. Yeah, Warren's like, yeah, fairly neutral. Well, we have the fundamentals, so you can get to the fundamental decision on that. That's easy, right? So, like for example, if we zip back around, okay, you could just do, um, you know, we'll do this. Okay, fundamentally, we're actually bullish. Okay, yeah, it's actually bullish. It's fine. It didn't change overnight. Original says, "What got me into trading?" Well, I was a venture capitalist looking for $100 million a year opportunities for investment, and I was reading Architectural Digest magazine about a young guy that bought bought an apartment in a skyscraper, and then bought a nut, sold it and bought one higher up, sold that, bought one higher up, and now he's got one at the very, near the top, beautiful apartment, on the 100th floor or something like that, New York City. And it was just, I beams and concrete, and Architectural Digest was covering how he had it professionally decorated, right? And I'm like, dude, this guy's crushing it. And then at the very end, it said the owner of the apartment, is a 35-year-old foreign exchange trader. And I'm like, holy schnecker schnocker. This kid's 35 and he's crushing it. He's got a $20 million apartment. I'm like, what the heck is a foreign exchange trader? And once I did some research, I'm like, I need to go where the money is. Stupid $100 million a year. 2 trillion a day at that time. 2 trillion a day. So anyway, going back to this, guys, okay, we're generally bullish. Yeah, the institutional market is 50-50 on US dollar, but is 2/3 long euro. So that kind of makes it look half decent. And June, July is an okay month, although you should get ready for a big slide, but nonetheless. Yeah. So we're a little bit bullish. The question is it bullish? Well, statistically on a daily chart, yeah, you can consider this bullish. We're above an EMA and our linear projection is pointing up. So, yeah, but it doesn't mean are you going to be a buyer today. Well, that's different. You might be a buyer, but maybe not this time in this price. And so having access to technical analysis that looks at 7,500 charts in real time, when we analyze just trending patterns and just reversal patterns on just euro dollar, and we can double check euro dollar. Yeah. And guess what? Nothing. Nothing. So you're a bull. You're a bull with no opportunities or threats. Okay, in the moment, but not on the 15-minute chart, not on the 30-minute chart, not on an hourly chart, not on a 4-hour chart, not on a daily chart. Just doesn't exist. Cool. All right. How do you guys feel about the stock market today? Hmm? What do you think? Up, down, sideways? Any thoughts? Talk to me, Goose. Huh? Well, let's do a dive, huh? Let's do a deeper dive into this sucker. And we have sort of maybe a reversal pattern happening here on a 30-minute chart. So short-term one. Okay. A down could create an up later. Well, that's not the world's greatest kind of trade. Then we have a descending triangle, which is bearish, and you had an opportunity to sell 5 hours ago on the hourly chart. Okay. I love swing trading, but you should know that, Thomas, man. You've been around the block. Okay. I love swing trading. Yeah. I scalp into my day trades and let the day trades run into in swing trades. So therefore, I need to know the macroeconomic direction, right? Yeah. So, anyways, on the S&P 500 5 hours ago was actually a sell opportunity, and I'm a long-term bull. I understand that tops are probably near, but all right. So for me, that's more of a threat than anything. But if you're a bear, that was a mild to moderate opportunity. And then on the 4 hour, okay, there's some bullishness. It's a bit chunky, a bit late, a bit slow, but we're kicking up the moving average. You probably had an opportunity yesterday or Friday to be down here. Nonetheless, there's a potential for a leg up, but it doesn't have to be now. It could be later today, but that's for you to decide, right? So, again, if you need to zoom in, just pop it open like that, and you can see down off the moving average and up. Now, what would be sort of more consistent is buying this down on the primary line, but in this case, kicking off the moving average is potential. So if you're a bull, this is a bullish pattern. So doing your SWOT analysis, this is strength with an opportunity, right? Strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. Cool, but yeah, cool. So now we're going to zip over to my oh my WTI. My oh my WTI. Okay, are you tracking? Are you tracking the my oh my WTI? You like the oil? A lot going on geopolitically, huh? So let's take a look and see. Zoom in a little bit for you. Yeah. So complicated patterns recognized here. What this is saying is really it's a 60-minute chart, but it's incorporating the 4-hour chart into the analysis. I know, right? So you get a higher high. And if this Gartley, right, comes to fruition, the higher high leads to a lower low. So up to 75, but down from there, huh? Up to 75, but down to 74. But looking at this chart, really, you'd have an extension all the way down to, I don't know, at least 68. So that's a monster sell, not now, later. And that's what this pattern is, right? So that's a reversal pattern of the uptrend. And it's incorporating, Elliott wave into it. So think of the A, B, C, D, if you want to count it like that way, as a three-wave correction of it, and then a downtrend from there. So it's suggesting the potential for a short-term higher high, but longer-term higher low around the 75 cycle level, which ain't far from where we are now. Okay, now you got this heads up 5 hours ago, so you already know. So you take it north and then you chop it down. Now going out to the 4-hour, it's saying the same thing. C has to get to D, and that's how it looks. Okay, A, B, C, D, and then probably down. Although I don't think this is right, huh? Does anyone feel comfortable selling it at 82 and putting a stop at 103, 104? You're like, wait, what? Yeah, I wouldn't want that bucking bronco, but whatever. Either it's a mistake or that's the pattern, right? Yeah. Check this out, huh? This pattern is still in the process of forming. Possible bearish price movement towards target levels ranging from 77 to 61. Can you imagine selling at 81, targeting $20 below your feet? Dude, that's a monster trade. But would I put my stop at 103? Yeah, well, that's what the pattern suggests. That it's not this is not a trade signal. It's pattern recognition. So I look at that, I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm that aggressive on this one, but if this sets up, I'll handle it. But I ain't going to handle it that way. Right? I don't like selling and holding my breath. Yeah. Cool Modi. Hey, you like orangutan? Hey, what's your favorite zoo animal? Hey, you like Bitcoin? Yeah. All right, let's do some Bitcoin, y'all. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Got so much to do this week. Oh my god. So much going on. What a weird week. Been traveling like crazy, but yeah, but it is what it is. Are you going to tell me what you think about Bitcoin? Hello? With the live stream stopped? Yeah, I get, we got to find a way. We should, you would think that that YouTube makes $1 trillion a month. Why can't this be like real time? How come there's a lag, right? But anyway, nobody's answering. You breaking my heart. You breaking my heart. All right, well, I'm just going to go on the Bitcoin then. Just going to go show you what I stink. Okay. This is showing on a 15-minute chart. The pattern right now is bearish with an opportunity. Okay. On a daily chart, check this out. Bullish with a future threat of collapsing up to 115 and then maybe full on reversal. But not yet. Look at these complicated patterns though, huh? Yeah. Yeah. So kind of consider it like a double, triple top. So Osamu's a bear. So I wouldn't sell it yet because this is a threat to you. Short term up with long term down. You might be right. It might be short term down, but this is warning you that you got to be careful. So this is a short term threat, but a longer opportunity. Okay. And vice versa, if you're bullish, y'all, there might be an opportunity producing. But above 115 gets complicated. So up for now, but be ready. Look for signs for maybe change in direction or profit taking opportunities, that kind of stuff. Okay. Okay. Flag emerging. Okay. So this came out 13 hours ago on the 4-hour chart. And it did drop like a ton of bricks as expected. Yeah. And the short-term target, so again, 13 hours ago, it recognized this flag. So around 107, okay, take it down to 106, and right, yeah. And you could have been a little earlier too, just because it waited for the candle to close. You probably didn't need a 4-hour candle to close to make that decision, but you do you. And so that just fits in here a little bit, doesn't it? So if this broke to the downside, okay, that sets up this break and then the butterfly doesn't emerge. But if it goes up now to, a higher level, okay, so now we're on the primary, buy support, right? Primary support here. So if the next leg is up to 111 or higher, then that sets up the daily sell. But look, what this is saying is it could be Friday, it could be Monday for the sell. So up for a couple of days and then down. So you can see we're here at we're basically here at the short target. So this pattern is pretty much dead now. If the next leg is up, then that's what this leg is. Cool. So we're right here, right on schedule. Okay. So bears, you've already missed that opportunity. Bulls, get ready. But bulls, it may not last forever. Cool, huh? Yeah, there's a little bit for everybody. Bulls, bears, everybody gets something. Gold. All right, talk to me, Goose. What do you think about gold? Huh? Like gold? Gold's pretty. Hmm? Okay. Well, then let's take a look. Channel up on a 15-minute chart. Yeah, you can kind of see rolling over here. It's not quite an inverse head and shoulders because there's not a big enough pre-trend, but bottom, right? Bottom, Okay, this is interesting, and it's slightly bullish, so it's looking at a higher high. So if this heads up here, maybe a higher low, and this turns into a stronger channel up. So slightly bullish, in particular because the earlier selling opportunity, which was sell at the top of the range and take it to the bottom, we didn't even get to the bottom. So the new bottom is a higher low, not a sideways, right? Yeah. Going out way out to the 30-minute chart, it's saying, well, this little move here that we're looking at in the bigger context, okay, produced a breakout pullback. That's your long and gone. So this may now turn on a higher time frame into an uptrend. And then you look at this one, which is a 4-hour chart, precisely correct. Okay, so these are trying to turn up inside of a higher time frame bullish trend. Current leg is down, okay? But if it climbs above that moving average, right? So don't be shocked if it's up and then, let's say, down to 33.33, you'd still pick it up and take it north to 35 and beyond. So these are your turning signals, if you will, that you're waiting for this. So on a high time frame, okay, you're not a bear. Even though it says down, it says the next leg is down, but the trend is up. Okay, so possible bearish price movement toward, I said 33.33, but 33.50. But you're a bull, so down there you would buy. This doesn't say sell, it says get ready to buy later. And so these are signals that may say we may not get to the bottom of this channel. We may not. So now you're on red alert for maybe buying a dip scenario. Maybe today, maybe not today. Cool. And that's it. Yeah. And tomorrow is what? Fed day. Oh my goodness. Fed day. Fed day. Fed day. Yeah. Tomorrow's Fed day. How cool is that? Super cool. Richard's a buyer of gold. That's cool. Cool. So there you go. We do market sentiment, fundamental analysis, technical analysis, performance coaching. Bloomberg Terminal for retail Forex traders. Check it out. It's awesome. Yeah. First part of this is if you trade through us, not just use this for your analysis and your coaching, but if you trade through us, we narrow your spread by giving some of your spread back to you. Automatically, at the end of every day, you get a little bit of cash back. You like cash back? You like a smaller spread? Cool. And if you use our prop fund, your subscription might actually end up being free. What if you got $200 or even $300 sent back to you as cash via PayPal? You like that? Yeah. Can you imagine all of this could be free and no one gets hurt? Yeah. So thank you for being you. Thank you for all your time and attention and focus. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Have a wonderful, wonderful trading day. I'll see you again soon.